You may not have noticed what I'm about to tell you, because the system is built around keeping you from noticing it. The system applauds people who spend, go into debt, and show off, because it feeds on their energy. What is dragging down your bank account right now is not a massive stock market crash, a huge economic crisis, or some reckless gamble where you lose everything overnight. In fact, most of the time, the problem is the exact opposite. The reasonable decisions that are the most socially accepted, the ones your friends congratulate you for, the ones your family feels proud of. In this video, I'm going to explain the reasons behind that feeling of staying in the same place that you felt your whole life, but could never quite name. If you listen carefully, you'll understand it completely. What is holding you back right now is not a lack of talent or a lack of effort. It is 6 different obstacles that look like social success on the outside, but in reality, tie a little more weight to your feet with every step. Most people think they'll reach freedom by working harder, putting in more overtime, or earning a higher salary. But the truth is this: if you don't seal the holes under your feet, it doesn't matter how much water you pump into the ship. In this video, I'm going to show you a 6-level roadmap for taking back not just your money, but your time and your power to make decisions. Today, we are not going to talk about poverty. Today, we are going to talk about how to escape those shiny prisons, why your freedom keeps shrinking while your salary and income keep rising, and how to tear down those invisible walls one by one. At every level of this video, we will identify the hidden thief that keeps stopping you from reaching the next stage. If you stay with me until the final level, you'll understand that building wealth is not just math. It is a design for freedom. If you're ready, let's start breaking the chains from the deepest point. Level 1. Interest. Selling your future to your past. Meet Milo. Like every successful person in the modern world, Milo uses his credit card freely. On a Sunday morning, he hands over his card to buy his coffee, and when he sees that little approved message, he thinks he is in control. But interest does not attack Milo overnight. It enters the game not by hurting you, but by letting you feel comfortable. Then, month after month, it settles in a little more, grows a little more, and becomes a little more familiar. It is a silent parasite that settles into Milo's wallet. In 2026, credit card interest rates are already above 25%. That is not just a number. If Milo has $10,000 in credit card debt, it means he is donating $2,500 every single year to a ghost that never really existed. The money leaves Milo's pocket quietly, but its effect is loud. That $2,500 is the cost of the course Milo could have taken to learn a new skill. It is the price of that 1 week of freedom he could have bought for himself a year from now. The first step out of the interest trap is realizing that it is not only stealing your money, it is stealing your options. Carrying debt means sacrificing the labor of your future self to the temporary pleasures of your present self. And here is the irony. When someone tells you, invest first, deal with debt later, it might sound smart. But trying to talk about investing while you have a 25% hole open beneath you is like polishing the upper deck of a ship that is already taking on water. At this level, the first real leverage is not becoming more sophisticated. It is stopping the bleeding. When you tear down the wall at this level, you will feel for the first time the incredible power of having your entire paycheck actually belong to you. You will stop sweating for someone else's priorities and start working for your own dreams. And if you're thinking, I don't have debt, wait a second. Getting rid of debt is only the beginning. A lot of people get past this point and think, okay, now I'm rich. They're wrong. Because the system's second wall is much more subtle. It reaches into your pocket even when you do nothing. If you think simply keeping your money is enough to protect you, what you're about to hear may keep you awake at night. But don't worry. This wall has a door too. If you agree with me, like the video and subscribe. If you're ready, let's keep going. Level 2. Inflation. The silent erosion of purchasing power. Milo walks into the grocery store. He notices that the basket he filled last year doesn't fill the same way this year. The same pasta costs more. The same breakfast costs more. The same life costs more. He sees that the basket that once filled up with 100 units now only fills halfway. In the world of 2026, inflation doesn't just shrink the value of money, it shrinks Milo's share of life itself. If you have $20,000 and that money is sleeping in a bank account, the system quietly cuts away $700 or $800 from it every year. You didn't make a mistake. You didn't spend it. But your money still lost power. Now we're going to learn something different. Not just how to hold money, but how to protect it. Inflation is a system that punishes anything that stays still. People treat cash as security, but in 2026, holding cash without control is a major mistake. You do not have to throw all $10,000 into something risky, but directing part of it into tools that protect it better against inflation will eventually turn you into someone who is not just holding money, but someone who is preventing money from rotting. In other words, this is not about earning more. It is about stopping the quiet erosion of the power you already have. Real financial strength is not the size of the number. It is how many loaves of bread, how many vacations, how many free days that number can actually buy. Tearing down this wall means understanding the true nature of money and refusing to let it rust. Level 3. Hesitation. The cost of waiting on the platform. Milo opens an investment account. He looks at the market screens. The market is too high. I'll wait until it drops a little, he says. The market drops, and this time he says, the world is collapsing. I'll wait until things calm down. The perfect moment Milo is waiting for never actually comes, because the market rises on top of uncertainty. While Milo stands on the platform waiting, the train gets faster every second. Fidelity's data says this: missing the 10 best days in the market can destroy half of the wealth you could have built over a lifetime. And those golden days are usually hidden right behind the scariest crises. The obstacle at this level is fear. Hesitation is not a neutral decision. It is the most expensive one. The key here is choosing consistency, not perfection. Every dollar you leave on the sidelines for 3 years while waiting for the right time is really a dollar that never got the chance to start the giant snowball of compound growth. When you tear down this wall, you'll see how having character discipline, not market genius, is what actually puts you ahead. Staying out of the game is more dangerous than losing inside the game. So far, we've talked about how to hold money and how to put it into play. But now we're reaching the most dangerous, most glittering level. At this level, everyone will applaud you. Everyone will tell you how successful you are. But in the middle of that applause, only you will feel how your freedom is being sold off piece by piece. If you're ready, we're entering the success trap. Level 4. Lifestyle inflation, golden handcuffs. Milo has been promoted. His salary has gone up. His friends pat him on the back and say, "You finally made it, Milo." And then the familiar whisper begins. "Milo, a phone like that doesn't suit someone like you. Someone like you should be living in that neighborhood by now." As his income rises, Milo expands his life. A bigger house, more stylish restaurants, more expensive hobbies, and the list keeps growing. This is the success trap of the modern world. If your salary goes up and your spending rises at the same speed, then all you have really done is move into a more luxurious prison. A $500 monthly increase in lifestyle costs is $60,000 gone over 10 years, and it never comes back. If Milo had only directed half of that increase into his system, 10 years later he would be the one deciding whether he wants to work or not. But now, he has to wake up every morning and sit through that meeting he hates, just to keep paying for that couch in his living room. Tearing down this wall means choosing financial autonomy over social approval. Real wealth is not what other people think about you. It is your power to decide what you're going to do tomorrow. You should not crown success by spending it. You should crown it by using the opportunities it creates to buy freedom. Level 5. Cars and status. The illusion disguised as necessity. Milo walks into a car dealership. That new car smell is a drug. The salesman convinces him by saying, the monthly payment is basically the cost of one dinner out. In 2026, the average monthly payment on a new car is already approaching $800. But Milo is not just paying installments. The moment that car leaves the lot, it loses 20% of its value. Then come the insurance, the maintenance, the taxes, and most importantly, the opportunity cost. That means this: you are not just paying the installment. You are paying for depreciation, insurance, maintenance, taxes, and often an extra premium for status. A car that costs $12,000 a year could have had enough power inside an investment account to half-retire Milo within 10 years. The question is simple. Is Milo buying transportation to get from one place to another? Or is he buying a status symbol to show other people in a parking lot? For most people, the difference between a reliable 5-year-old car and a brand new car is the difference between freedom and captivity. Tearing down this wall means stopping yourself from loading your identity onto a pile of metal. Real status is not the car in the parking lot. It is the unshakable power to say no that sits in your bank account. Level 6. Time and freedom. Becoming the master. Let's go back to the beginning of the video. I made you a promise. I told you what would happen if you tore down these 6 walls. We're there now. No one wakes up one morning and suddenly finds themselves free. Freedom is a fortress built by saying no to interest, outpacing inflation, throwing indecision in the trash, and escaping the trap of status. The final level is where money stops being a number and turns into time. The real meaning of $1 million, or of a high net worth, is not diamond watches. The real meaning is this. When you wake up tomorrow morning, if you do not want to answer that phone, you have the right not to. It means not having to sell that afternoon with your children to someone else. The system applauds the people who spend, borrow, and show off because it feeds on their energy. But the free ones are quiet. They are the ones who gave up the socially applauded stupidity and built their own kingdoms instead. So, which side are you voting for today? A system that makes you a little more independent, that helps you sleep better at night? Or that glittering world where you will become a little more trapped every day just to impress other people? This video was not a warning. It was an invitation. Start breaking these chains today, because when the applause ends, when the lights go out, the only thing you will still have are the results of those quiet and courageous decisions you made. Are you ready to define your own level of freedom? If you can feel which wall you're stuck at, write it in the comments, and let's tear that wall down together. See you at the next level.